Welcome to turn 6 of my solo playthrough of Axis and Allies Revised, the end of the German turn. They retook Ukraine, and, that's the most important thing that happened. They also bombed the Russian factory again. I suppose the Russians really should build an anti-aircraft gun there as well. They also moved their fleet from the Baltic and destroyed the British transport there. And the reason they positioned themselves there is that they blocked the English fleet from attacking Western Europe or even Germany itself from the north, because they'll have to go around or right through it, but that will end their movement. So they won't really be able to land. Of course, they could land after movement, but they will have a tough time defeating the German fleet there, in fact. Although, of course, they could have the help of a bomber there. Of course, the Americans could invade France, and the Germans placed 2 tanks and an infantry in southern Europe, and they also bought 4 infantry and 2 artillery for a counterattack, whether it be from the east or from the west. And they moved most of their forces to Eastern Europe, the ones that were remaining, 2 tanks, 3 infantry from Germany. The fighter landed. It took part in the Battle of Ukraine. It came from the aircraft carrier. They did lose one to anti-aircraft fire. And the tanks that you currently see in Ukraine came from Eastern Europe, as was 2 from Germany. They don't have a lot of infantry support, so they are, of course, open to a Russian counterattack. In hindsight, of course, they should have also taken Belarus. That would have divided their forces even further, so it probably would have meant they would have had no infantry support there whatsoever. But now, of course, the Russians can go right through Belarus to Ukraine. So I guess I should have done that anyway, although, of course, they could have gone via West Russia, and actually it wouldn't have made too much of a difference. West Russia was beyond the Germans' reach, so it wouldn't have made any difference. So a counterattack certainly seems likely, although, that will be a close one, especially because the Russians lost their air force. So actually in the east, the Germans seem to be having somewhat of a revival. I suppose a good strategy for the Allies now might be, because the Germans are very concentrated in one area, they're not really expanding anymore, but they can still defend pretty well. So it might be an idea for the Allies to buy bombers. I mean, if 2 bombers per nation, that is Russia, Britain, and the US, could all attack the German factory, well, that will certainly reduce their income massively, and they won't be able to maintain such a still pretty potent force. So this concludes the German turn, and next up is the UK. Thank you for watching.